are the 5 things the auto insurance company doesn't want you to know. The first is that hiring a lawyer will get you more fairly compensated than without one. This has actually been proven in a widely done study in 1999 titled Paying for Auto Injuries, a Consumer Panel Survey of Auto Accident Victims. That survey showed that people who hired an attorney to help with their claims received 40% more in an insurance settlement than those who didn't. And that was again backed up in another report called Auto Injuries, Claiming Behavior and Its Impact on Insurance Cost, where the IRC data highlighted that 85% of dollars paid out in insurance settlement for bodily injury claims are paid to people who are represented by attorneys. Again, most of the attorneys, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be adding value to your case. Most of these insurance companies will come to you within a week, 2 weeks of your auto collision. They've asked you a bunch of questions and they're going to make you what I call a lowball offer. Their job, again, is to pay you as little as possible on as little as possible. So if they offered you $1,000 a week or two after the auto collision, there's a lot of things that you don't know yet. Now, if you're not hurt at all and they offered you $1,000, you didn't go to the ER, you didn't do anything like that, then fine, maybe. But even then, you're risking that your health insurance company hasn't paid any money out of their own pocket for health insurance subrogation costs. If you have Medicaid or Medicare, there's other loopholes and other holes that you can fall into that could come back to you and hurt you in the end. And I'll talk about the subrogation a little bit later in this video. The second thing the insurance company doesn't want you to know is that the first offer is always the worst offer. Again, most of these insurance companies are trying to pay you as little as possible. So why would they offer you any real money without you understanding your rights? You have rights when you get into a car accident. You have legal rights, you have monetary compensation rights, and without knowing the full extent of your injuries or of the law that actually comes over your case and your claim, you don't really know what you're entitled to or what a fair compensation amount would be. So when they offered you $1,000, yeah, it sure seems like a decent amount. But again, like I talked about a little bit before, and like I'll talk in depth a little bit later, if you don't know the full cost of your subrogation, you don't know what you owe to other people, what you owe to your auto insurance company through the medical payments coverage, what you owe to your health insurance company for what they've paid out of pocket, you are putting yourself in a precarious situation. And the adjuster knows this. The adjuster is literally trained to do this to you. The adjuster is trained to deal with people like you. Someone who's never gone through this before, someone who doesn't know the process, doesn't know their rights. And each auto accident is different. If you're in an auto accident with a drunk driver, different things apply. Different monetary amounts of what fair compensation apply. If you have a broken bone, that's different than a soft tissue injury. All of those things are they know that if you don't come to them early and get a lawyer, they will take advantage of you. And they do this all the time. Again, this is how insurance companies continue to make record profits while they pay out as little as possible on claims. The third thing the insurance company does not want you to know is that the adjuster is not your friend. All too common do I see where a client calls me and they said, man, that insurance adjuster was so nice to me at the beginning. She asked me how I was doing. She checked in on me. She wanted to know my injuries and and told me it would all be taken care of. And then the offer came in and it was $1,000. The adjuster's not your friend. They have a job to do. Their bonuses are literally on the line when it comes to getting these claims done. Some insurance companies pay by how many claims you get completed in a year. Some pay on how much you paid out. So when they're offering you that dollar amount, you really need to think, am I really considering all of the aspects of what I've had to go through? And have I considered my pain and suffering, my medical bills, my loss of consortium if you're married, loss of services if you can't do things around the house, wage loss? Have I fully and accurately given the wage loss information. Most of the time when I deal with wage loss, they require the last 5 years of your tax records. If you haven't given that to your insurance company or to the insurance company trying to make you an offer, how do you know that you've actually received full value for your claim? The adjuster doesn't tell you this. The adjuster doesn't tell you a lot about your claim because, again, they're not on your side. You can hear all these commercials that talk about, oh, we're on your side, we're your friend, yada yada. That's not the other insurance company. That's your insurance company. Your insurance company has a duty of good faith to dealing with you. The insurance company on the other side, they have a duty of good faith to their own insured. They owe no duty to you. And they'll pay you as little as possible, as quickly as possible if they can. The fourth thing the insurance company doesn't want you to know is the adjusters don't know the law. The adjusters are taught the things they need to be taught. Make sure they don't have Medicaid or Medicare so that the insurance company doesn't have to pay that out in the end. Get their injury information. Get how they're doing. Get their doctors. Get a HIPAA. Get a recorded statement. But they don't know the law. So when you see something or you've talked to a lawyer and you say, well, I heard this online or I talked to so-and-so and they said that this is the way that's supposed to be done, and the adjuster tells you no, you cannot be positive that they're wrong or that they're right. You need to talk to a lawyer who's going to help you walk through the legal side of this, who actually understands the law. By the way, adjusters cannot practice law. They cannot interpret the law for you. So even if you ask them a question and they try to answer it for you, they can't legally or ethically interpret the law for you or tell you what the law says. So that's something else to consider when you're dealing with an adjuster. The fifth and final thing that the insurance companies don't want you to know is that you are responsible for everything once you settle. Once you settle, you have to pay your subrogated carriers, you have to pay your medical bills, you have to pay everything else, even if you've already settled. When I talk to my clients, I tell them this is like when a pig goes to the trough. You can only go once. You can't go again. So if you settle too early and then you realize that your back is still hurting, your neck is still hurting, and the doctor says, yes, this is related to the auto collision, and you've settled, there is no more money for you. That's it. Done. Game over. Which is why you don't want to settle immediately after the accident. Even if you're feeling okay right after the collision. Some insurance companies will call my clients the same day before they've even gotten a chance to go to the ER. A lot of my clients, they may wake up the next morning and they feel pain, so they go to the ER and get checked out. Some of them have fractures in their back. If you settle too early, you're risking that there is nobody that's going to compensate you. And at the beginning of the video, I talked a bit about subrogated carriers, and I'm going to emphasize this now. When you settle for $1,000, $2,000, and you've gone to the ER, you have potentially ruined the subrogation rights of your health insurance company, and that could cost you dearly. When you have a company like Medical Mutual or Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, you have a contract that says that you agree to repay if you've collected money. You agree to repay them, or that the other party will repay them if someone else causes your injuries. Now, you get the flu, you go to the ER, you go to the doctor, you get some antibiotics. They never come back to you and say, hey, Susie, I saw that you went to the ER because of the flu. I think John gave that to you. If you sue him, we want some of that money. Or if you get compensated at all, they'll want some of that money. So think about it this way. Why would the insurance company tell you that you may owe money to your health insurance provider? Because if they do, they owe you more money. They need to pay you more money. They pay you $1,000 for pain and suffering, great. But if your bill that the insurance company paid is $1,000, it all goes away. Potentially, it could be more. With private insurance companies, there are laws that help protect you when you don't achieve full value in a case. But there's a contractual issue. They potentially could get all of it, potentially a third of it. But again, if the health insurance company needs to be paid back, why are you paying that out of your own pocket? And again, the health insurance company, the auto insurance company isn't going to tell you that. So that's another thing to consider on when you're looking to settle with the auto insurance company. By the way, if you have medical payments coverage on your policy, same thing. If medical payments coverage pays out some of your money, which even if you don't know that they have, if you went to an ER, the ER will try to bill your auto insurance company. So even if you didn't open a claim, they may still have been paid, and you would still be responsible for paying them back. If you have Medicare or Medicaid, you have to understand that if you do not pay Medicaid or Medicare back, even if they did not give you notice, which most private insurance companies have to, you are still responsible because it's a government program. And you need to understand that, again, there are laws that help you when it comes to those kinds of cases. But a lawyer, like the ones at Bressman Law, can help you get through this process and help you get through what the insurance company doesn't want you to know to get you better compensated. If you have any questions about this video or want to talk about your personal injury case, give Bressman Law a call at 614-538-1116. Or you can always email me at Jedidiah@bressmanlaw.com.